Africa. On a continent of unmatched wildlife diversity, South Africa stands as a model of conservation, education, and tourism. And Kruger National Park is its flagship, one of the largest, best managed, and most accessible parks in the world. It is here, adjacent to this legendary park, that Out in Africa Encounters is based. Out in Africa Encounters offers two types of safaris. Their luxury, adrenaline-packed horseback safaris, which combine nights in first-class lodges and well-equipped fly camps along carefully selected routes, and their participating safaris.
Our participating safaris are actually a behind-the-scenes experience of what a horseback safari would be.
In this unique opportunity, participants are treated as guests, but they get to experience what it's like to work in the safari business.
The standards of accommodation are fantastic, the lodges are beautiful. Participating safaris gives them the chance to be out in the bush every day, training horses, and they can even accompany guests on safaris. For people that are interested in horses and have a horse riding background, it's also a learning experience. You learn about riding in the bush. Stable management is also a factor here. And basic veterinary skills. Volunteers will be engaged in the day-to-day running of the horseback safari, so exercising horses. Like what I'm doing now, they would probably do this on a daily basis, lunge the horses, ride. If somebody comes on an experience here for a participating safari and doesn't want to deal with horses because they're not fond of horses and they're not riders, we will have them engage more in wildlife conservation. There's a lot going on. Right now we have a project with leopards where we're busy collaring a leopard so that we can then track him. By us collaring these leopards, or one leopard in particular, which we're collaring now, eventually we'll start habituating the leopard. We'll be tracking him daily. The volunteers will take part in that. One day maybe we'll be able to see him from horseback. So we're very excited about that. Along the way you will learn about tracking animals.
The operators of Out in Africa have years of classroom and in-the-bush experience.
The bovine, those extra little things now. This is eland tracks, which is really cool.
From spotting leopard claw marks on a tree, to assisting in anti-poaching patrols to determine poacher entry points, participants will be an active part of the team.
There's so many little communities that need help, and we support them with our business. So if volunteers can support them in training, in teaching skills, then we would like these volunteers to do that.
After a long search, Out in Africa Encounters recently moved to a beautiful new reserve.
We wanted a remote, unspoilt place where you would not have any light pollution, no sound pollution. We wanted it to be totally wild, where it would just be your group and the horses with perfect service.
I think this whole horseback safari thing is probably one of the most romantic ways to experience the bush.
Out in Africa was recently granted a new concession.
We have the incredible chance to ride in an area which nobody else has been granted access to, which is an area open to the Kruger National Park. It's the adrenaline that comes with that, to ride on the riverbed or in the bush, and just to know that there's those big animals around that can come up at any moment. We ride in vast areas which are totally wild and underdeveloped, where we actually do have to fly camp along the route in order to be able to make those distances with the horses. You give that romantic Africa feel that makes you feel like you've traveled back in time when the first settlers came to South Africa. I think it's any rider's dream to come to Africa and to experience this.